Hi guys, welcome back to all about the Canon XA40 here on YouTube. My name's Daniel Rosehill. This YouTube channel focuses on the Canon XA40 professional camcorder, although an awful lot of the information I share is really applicable to a broader range of the XA camcorders from Canon, like the 50, 55, 60, 65, 75, and even the couple of XA camcorders that were before the XA40 in the series. I'm actually recording this episode today on a different Canon camcorder. I'm recording this on the Vixia HF-R800, which is where I got my start in Canon camcorders. But you got a lot more power with this big guy, relatively big guy. It's a small guy in camcorder land. So I want to talk today about how you can connect this to your computer in order to use this as really for whatever. You could use it to record videos through OBS, you could use it as a webcam on Zoom, you know, by doing so, when you're using a proper camera for a webcam, you're going to generally get better audio quality than you can get even from a good webcam, because they just have those small lenses. So it's not super complicated. Let's take a look at the camera first and show where you guys are going to want to connect. So just to the back, just to the rear of the lens here, yeah, you have this little side panel here. I'll just bring it up to the lens of this camera. And this guy is covered with the dust cover by default. So if you haven't opened it yet, you're just going to want to pull off the dust cover and expose the controls here. And what you want to go into is the HDMI out, which is located just here off to the right. Now on the XA45 and 55, you have SDA out, and that provides another option for you to connect using a SDI cable into an SDI to USB capture card. But for the more basic XAs, the 40, etc., you just have HDMI. So it is a mini HDMI interface. So what you're going to need is a mini HDMI. That's this guy, to full-size HDMI, generally depending on what your capture card takes. So this is how the cable looks. This is the full HDMI size. This is the mini HDMI size. And then you just need a capture card. So what I'm using here is this little guy. It's about a $20 one on Amazon. All I did was put in capture card and looked for Linux compatibility, because I use Linux. But if you just use Windows or Mac OS, just, you know, most stuff should work. But if you want to do your good research, go into the reviews on Amazon and search for XA or Canon XA, and you might, you know, be able to see reviews from XA users. Finally, all you need to do is connect the full-size HDMI into the HDMI capture card like this. Then we're going to go and connect into the mini HDMI on the camcorder here. And the final thing that I use is this nice little desktop tripod from Newer. It was about a $50 Amazon purchase, and it's just big enough for putting on a desk. Then what you want to do is, I'm going to put the camera here so it's a small bit in frame. Just connect this to your computer, and you want to use really a USB 3.0 capture card ideally. And then all I'm going to do is just turn on the camera. It's now connected to the computer. I powered it on, and now I can go into an application on my computer, which I'm aware that you're not actually going to be able to see, and it shows up as USB type interface, and it's now recording. Okay, so just so you guys can see how this works, I have my XA40 rigged up on my desk. The mini HDMI there is connected into the side panel. That is then running into my computer, into the capture card, which is located here. That's going into my computer, and then if we just gently move over here, I'm in Riverside.fm, and the device is coming up as USB video. It's a 1080p by 30 FPS, and you can see it's a clean output. I don't have any on-screen markers, and I'm actually even able to use my USB interface for audio as well. And this is just a nice remote recording platform for recording interviews. I'm just going to go into Join the Studio, and you guys can see that my output coming from the camera here is clean, and therefore I'm able to use this guy for my remote recording, my XA40.